In this video, I just wanted to quickly share my favorite rig that I like to use when using cut bait. Doesn't matter if you're going after redfish, black drum, snook, any type of species that you're targeting on the bottom where you want your bait to sit on the bottom, this is my favorite rig to use. And it's very similar to a fish finder rig. However, the only difference is the placement of the egg sinker. When you're using a fish finder rig, the egg sinker is typically going to be above your swivel on the main line. On this rig, it's actually below the swivel on your leader. So it keeps everything a lot more compact. As you can see there, this is a shortened up version. The length of leader is going to vary depending on personal preference, and also the size of the weight will vary, the size of the hook will vary. But as far as how to put this rig together, it's going to be the same. So as you can see, that egg sinker goes from the swivel to the hook, and there are a few reasons why I like this setup. The first one being it makes everything more compact. So especially if you're trying to cast, you're not letting your bait drift to a spot. If you're trying to cast your bait to an area, this is going to be a lot more effective than if you're casting a fish finder rig where your egg sinker is above the swivel. Because with the egg sinker being down by your bait, or having the ability to get down by your bait, when you go to cast it, everything's going to be compact. Your line's going to tighten up, and it's going to be more compact. You just have to be careful when casting this. Make sure everything's loaded up as you swing the rod back. Everything's loaded up close to that bait, and then you just lob it out there. Makes it cast much further and avoids tangles when you do cast it, and also when the bait is sitting on the bottom. Now, another thing that I really like about this rig is because of how similar it also is to a knocker rig, that egg sinker is able to basically bounce into your hook. So if you do happen to get snagged on something, you can let some line go slack and then tighten up, and as you tighten up, that egg sinker is going to slide down to your hook, and you can start to bounce that hook free from whatever it may be snagged on. So another benefit of using this rig. Now, as with any other types of rigs that you use, there are going to be some downfalls, and the biggest one with this rig is just the fact that if you do happen to get broken off by a fish above the swivel, your main line breaks, then the fish now has this entire rig dragging behind them as they're swimming around. So that's definitely a downfall, and I highly recommend going lighter on your leader than your main line. So if you're going after some pretty big fish, you're going to want to up your main line. That way your leader can be strong enough to handle that fish. And if the fish does happen to break your line, it'll break, somewhere between the swivel and the hook. So if anything, that fish may just have the hook and some leader trailing behind it, as opposed to basically an anchor dragging behind that fish. So definitely a big downfall. So I highly recommend going with lighter leader than your main line. And then lastly, one other downfall would be just the fact that this rig isn't really meant for drifting your baits to a spot. If you're fishing with cut bait, a good tactic to use is to cast your bait out and let it drift to your target zone or just past it to see if those fish will strike. This is more meant for casting and letting your bait sit in one specific area. Now, one last thing, just to show you how I have this rigged up and what knots I'm using. The swivel, I usually attach the swivel to my main line, which is usually going to be braided line, using a polymer knot. And then I attach my leader to the swivel using a tri-lean knot, very strong knot for fluorocarbon. Then I will slide my egg sinker onto the leader, and the size of the egg sinker will be dependent upon how deep you're fishing or how strong the current is. And then I will tie on my hook using a tri-lean knot as well. And I prefer to use circle hooks when using cut bait, because those fish are going to grab the bait and they're going to swim off, and then they can basically hook themselves. When I'm fishing with cut bait, I'm typically keeping that bait in one spot, rod sitting in the rod holder, not really actively fishing it like you would be with live bait. So circle hooks, definitely the way to go. That way you don't gut hook those fish. So hopefully this video will help you out if you are trying to find a rig to use for cut bait fishing. Again, it's basically just a fish finder rig flip-flopped with the egg sinker. Instead of the egg sinker being, above the swivel, it's below the swivel on the leader. So if you have any questions or comments, please feel free to leave them down below. Also, I'd like to know your feedback on your favorite rig to use for cut bait fishing. So definitely let us know down below as well.
If you are new to Salt Strong, we are the largest online fishing club for saltwater anglers, and we guarantee you two things. Number one, you'll start catching more fish in less time. And number two, you will save a ton of money on your favorite tackle and gear with discounts available exclusively for our members. To learn more, go to saltstrong.com and we'll see you there.
There's something about the water that'll give you peace, all by yourself or with your family. Live Salt Strong and wear the line today.